Right, we're still talking about epidemiology. In the previous video, we talked about study design, and we said that there are observational studies and experimental studies. Of the observational studies, we said that there's descriptive and analytic, and within the analytic group, we said there's case control and cohort studies. Really, just a brief recap about that. These descriptive studies can't be used to definitively make inference about causation. So we can't, from a case control or a cohort study, say that there's definitely a causative relationship between an exposure and outcome. But it does provide us with some evidence that we can then use to do further studies and eventually build up a deeper understanding of the relationship between exposures and outcomes. And let's have a look at case control and cohort studies. Right. A case control study is the first one we're going to look at. And here we start with an outcome of interest. And we take two groups, group of cases, and hence the name case control studies, and a control group that do not have the outcome that we're interested in. The outcome is not present. So we've got two groups. In the one group, let's say the people have green hair, and the other group, they do not have green hair. And we're interested in trying to understand what causes green hair, right? Now, we take these two groups of people and we take a history from them. We speak to them and we say, what did you eat? Where have you lived? How tall are you? We try to understand all of the possible exposures that may have translated into this outcome of interest. Here's where things get interesting. Okay, a couple of things to take note of. Firstly, this is retrospective. So we're looking back in time. This is really good for rare outcomes. Let's say there's only 8 people in the world that have green hair. We could find all 8 and take a history from them, right? So we can take rare conditions and dig a little deeper. We can also look at multiple exposures. We can ask the people about all sorts of things that they may have seen, done, been, eaten, etc., etc. Multiple exposures. Because we're just taking history, it's cheap, it's quick, it's easy to do, but it does not provide us with strong evidence. We consider this to be weak evidence. Right, let's look at cohort studies. Here things are a little different. In this case, we start with an exposure of interest, right? People that have been eating green dye, right? For example, and we have a group that have been eating green dye and another group that haven't, right? We've got these two cohorts and we follow them up over time prospectively. We go forwards in time. Now, I'll just say in parenthesis, yes, you can use historical data and do a retrospective cohort study. That's a different discussion. For now, let's get our heads around, the sort of bog standard garden variety cohort study, right? We go forwards in time and we look at what outcomes emerge over time. We measure outcomes. Now, here's where it's useful. This is particularly good for rare exposures. You could